Three people start with the same salary. 20 years later, one is in debt, another lives comfortably, and the third is a millionaire. What's the difference? It's not luck or talent, but the daily decisions they made with their money. Today, we will explore in depth The Apprentice Millionaire's Guide, a work that presents concrete strategies to build wealth and achieve financial independence. This book is for anyone who wants to transform their relationship with money and establish healthy financial habits to progressively build substantial wealth. The goal is not to get rich overnight, but to acquire the knowledge and skills necessary to build solid and lasting wealth. The book begins by redefining what true wealth is, which is not measured solely by the amount of money one possesses, but rather by the financial freedom one achieves. Wealth, according to the author, is when your assets generate enough income to cover your expenses, allowing you to no longer depend on a salary. The book also demystifies several misconceptions about money, such as money doesn't buy happiness, or to make money, you need to have money. These myths, deeply rooted in our society, often unconsciously limit our ability to build wealth. The author explains how these limiting beliefs can sabotage our efforts before we even begin. He establishes a clear distinction between the millionaire mindset and that of the middle class. Where a middle-class person sees money as a means of security and comfort, the millionaire sees it as a tool to generate more wealth and opportunities. This fundamental difference in perception influences all financial decisions made on a daily basis. Millionaires think in terms of assets and liabilities, always seeking to increase the former and reduce the latter, while the middle class is often trapped in a cycle of acquiring liabilities that they mistake for assets. Let's now turn to the savings and investment strategies presented in the book. The fundamental principle put forward is paying yourself first. Concretely, this means automatically setting aside a portion of your income before even starting to pay bills or current expenses. The author recommends starting by saving at least 10% of your income, then gradually increasing this percentage. This savings is not meant to sit in a bank account, but to be intelligently invested to generate returns. The book details several investment vehicles adapted to different risk profiles and objectives. Index funds are presented as an accessible option for beginners, offering instant diversification and reduced fees. For those seeking higher returns, rental real estate is also highlighted as a way to acquire assets generating regular cash flow while benefiting from capital appreciation over the long term. The author also emphasizes the importance of understanding the power of compound interest, which he calls the eighth wonder of the world. Through concrete examples,
he shows how a relatively modest sum, invested regularly over a long period, can transform into impressive capital thanks to the snowball effect of compound interest. This is why starting to invest early, even with small amounts, is crucial for building wealth. Intelligent management of income and expenses constitutes another essential pillar of the book. The author proposes a budgeting approach based on the rule of percentages rather than fixed amounts. He suggests dividing income into different categories: necessities, 50–60%, investments, minimum 10%, personal education, 5%, leisure and pleasure, 5–10%, and donations, charity, 5%. This method maintains a healthy balance between current expenses and future investments, while automatically adapting when your income fluctuates. Increasing income is also a crucial aspect of the journey to wealth. The author encourages readers not to settle for their current salary and to actively seek ways to increase their money inflows. This can be achieved by developing skills that are more valued in the job market, negotiating raises, or creating side activities. At the same time, mastering expenses is presented not as deprivation, but as a conscious choice of resource allocation based on one's real priorities. The author invites readers to distinguish between expenses that bring real value to our lives and those that are simply dictated by habit, social pressure, or marketing. The development of multiple income sources is presented as an essential strategy to accelerate wealth accumulation and reduce risks. The author explains that most millionaires do not depend on a single source of income, but have built a diversified portfolio. Entrepreneurship is highlighted as one of the most direct paths to wealth, as it allows one to break free from the income ceiling inherent in salaried employment. The book offers advice on identifying viable business opportunities and developing them gradually, even alongside stable employment. Passive income, generated without requiring presence or active work, is presented as the holy grail of financial freedom. Whether it's royalties, stock dividends, rental income, or automated businesses, these money flows continue to come in whether you work or not. Real estate investment is particularly detailed, with strategies for acquiring profitable properties, financing them intelligently, and managing them effectively to maximize return on investment. The book also dissects the habits and behaviors that distinguish millionaires from the rest of the population. Contrary to the preconceived ideas of an ostentatious luxury life, most millionaires lead a relatively frugal and disciplined life. They practice productive morning routines, devote time daily to their personal development, and maintain a high level of discipline in their financial habits. Effective time management is a common characteristic of financially successful people. The author explains how millionaires focus on high-value activities, delegating or eliminating less important tasks. They understand that time is a non-renewable resource and therefore invest it as carefully as their money. Continuous learning is also a distinctive trait of wealthy people. They read a lot, attend seminars, surround themselves with mentors, and remain constantly in learning mode. This thirst for knowledge allows them to identify opportunities invisible to others and make more informed decisions. One of the most important chapters of the book deals with the psychological obstacles that prevent most people from achieving wealth. Our relationship with money is often emotionally charged and influenced by family and social patterns of which we are unaware. The author helps identify these blockages: fear of failure, fear of success, feelings of illegitimacy, limiting beliefs, and offers concrete techniques to overcome them. Risk management is also addressed in depth. Contrary to popular belief, millionaires are not reckless risk takers, but rather wise risk managers. They carefully evaluate opportunities, understand the risks involved, and implement strategies to mitigate them. Failure is presented not as an end, but as a normal stage on the path to success. The book is filled with examples of millionaires who experienced significant setbacks before achieving success, demonstrating the importance of resilience and perseverance. To make these principles applicable, the book proposes a concrete, step-by-step action plan. It all begins with an honest assessment of your current financial situation: income, expenses, assets, liabilities, and savings habits. This factual basis then allows you to define ambitious but realistic financial goals, formulated according to the SMART method: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Examples: save and invest 15% of my monthly income within 6 months, or acquire a first rental property in the next 3 years. These objectives are then broken down into concrete actions and planned over time. The author insists on the importance of regularly monitoring progress and adjusting the plan according to the results obtained and changing circumstances. This process of continuous improvement allows for progressive optimization of one's financial strategy. In conclusion, The Apprentice Millionaire's Guide offers a comprehensive roadmap for anyone aspiring to build sustainable wealth. The fundamental principles highlighted: investing before spending, developing multiple sources of income, adopting a growth and abundance mindset, are applicable regardless of your current income level. Wealth, as defined in this book, is not a destination, but a journey. A continuous process of learning and improving one's financial skills. The book's strengths lie in its pragmatic approach and its balance between theoretical principles and immediately applicable practical advice. While some readers may find that certain strategies require substantial starting capital, the author fortunately offers alternatives adapted to all resource levels. In the current economic context marked by uncertainty, the teachings of this book take on particular resonance. The diversification of income sources, the establishment of solid emergency savings, and the acquisition of productive assets appear more than ever as essential strategies for building financial resilience. By methodically applying the principles outlined in this work, everyone can gradually transform their financial situation and move forward on the path to financial independence. I hope this summary has given you a comprehensive overview of the key concepts of The Apprentice Millionaire's Guide and has inspired you to implement some of these strategies in your own life. Remember that building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. It's consistency in applying these principles that makes all the difference in the long run. This is the end of this video. Thank you for staying until the end. See you soon for more videos.